Get out there, beyond the pavement! Ha ha!
I'm going to use the chainsaw to clear out some of these trees. Before I start, make sure I have the proper eye protection, hearing protection, hand protection, and my mitts. I also bought me a pair of chainsaw chaps off of Facebook Marketplace for about 40 bucks. It was a daggone deal considering brand new ones are 80 to 120 bucks from Amazon and eBay, but they really protect your legs. If you get the chainsaw close to them, I mean, if you really dig into your leg, you're going to get damaged. But this gives you a chance that if you were to brush your leg while in operation, the chainsaw won't just eat up your leg. So I would recommend buying some chainsaw chaps, especially if you're going to be cutting as much wood as I'm going to be cutting. Also, make sure that you give your chainsaw 2 to 3 minutes to warm up, especially on a cold day, to make sure it's ready for all the work and operation it needs to go throughout the day. My dad suggested that this is the best way to keep the equipment running as long as possible. It's also very helpful to have a sharp bush axe that makes things go so much smoother when you're cutting down trees and bushes and all that good stuff. The main advantage of using the chainsaw is being able to cut level across the trees so there's not a spike sticking up out of the ground that you can fall onto later. Then you may ask, well, if using the chainsaw is safer, why are you still using the bush axe? And that's because when I have to use the chainsaw, I have to bend down to the very bottom, hold that 35-pound chainsaw and cut across, then I have to come back and bend down, pick up the brush, so it kind of saves my back by using the bush axe. And all these scenes are a compilation of different days I've gone out there after work. So every day after work, I'll go and do a little bit until the sun goes down, until I can't see anymore. And this has given me such more of appreciation for pioneers that settled land or lived off the land way back in the day and not been able to go to the grocery store or go to the gas station afterwards and get in a huge scoop of chocolate ice cream. Like, what was that like? No chocolate ice cream. Good Lord. And as you can see, these woods are very thick. I got my work cut out for me for sure. I'm going to be cutting down trees for years to come. Initially, I was going to put the homestead just within the edge of the woods, but I had a conversation with my Uncle Pete not too long ago when we were having some lunch together, and he was asking me what I was doing. He said, I got me some binoculars and I was trying to figure out what you're doing. And I told him, well, I'm trying to clear out a spot for a homestead. But then it got me thinking, there's a whole bunch of other people out there with binoculars and scopes and all that good stuff. I think I'm going to go a little deeper. So I needed to call up some reinforcements. So my dad was very nice and volunteered his time to help me one day. And with his help, I was able to clear over 3 times as much of debris that I usually clear, which was very helpful. But it didn't take too long for Dad to get tired of bending over and cutting down those trees. We gotta find a better way of making that happen. I'm gonna do some research and see if I can't find a machine that's gonna fix that problem. This area looks so different than when I started. I can't help but be proud of the work I've done and the progress I've made as I look down this path I'm creating. I'm just like, yeah, it's happening. It's all happening. Showing up every day and putting in the work to make this happen. That's the goal right now. If you have any questions or requests, please leave them down in the comments. And thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Beyond the Pavement.
Get out there, beyond the pavement! Ha ha!